Namaskar, welcome back to the Saffron Box. Today I'll be talking to you about Rahu and the age 42. What happens when you become 42? What does Rahu do to you? What impact does it bring into your life? Is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So do remember to listen to the entire video. This is not going to be a very long one. And if you haven't subscribed till now, that is if you are a new viewer onto my channel, do remember to hit the subscription button. And if you like the content, do give me a like. There's also a new feature called hype where you can give certain hype points to your favorite creators or to the videos you like to see or you've enjoyed watching. So do remember to utilize that feature as well. Now, talking about Rahu and the age of 42. Now remember, each planet has a maturity age. Like Saturn matures at 36, after 36, right? So I've also made a video about Saturn and what it does at the age of 36. Similarly, other planets as well, and I'll be making videos on them as well in the future. Every planet has a maturity age where the results connected to those planets start fructifying, right? Similarly, Rahu also has a maturity age, and that age is 42. So when you are turning 42, when you're about to turn 42, around that time, give or take a few months here and there are some special influences or special impact or effect, so to say, that is shown in your life, right? Now remember, Rahu is the planet of illusion. Rahu talks about illusion. Rahu talks about the ambition, the desire, all the maya, all the materialistic desires. If I have to talk about 99.99% people, all of us are operating on the materialistic plane, right? So Rahu shows that pull towards where we are supposed to grow materially, or what kind of desires or ambitions do we have to fulfill in this lifetime. So Rahu shows all of it. And that is why wherever Rahu is placed, whichever house Rahu is placed in, that becomes a very special house. Personally, I give a lot of focus, a lot of attention to the houses in which Rahu and Ketu are placed, because they show the way forward. And Rahu being the planet of growth, being the planet of pull, it pulls you towards itself. Ketu detaches and Rahu, produces that attachment or produces that pull, that obsession towards itself. That house becomes very important, right? And all through your early years, in most of the charts, now I'm talking about the majority of the people, all through your years, in your teenage years, in your 20s, in your 30s, there is some confusion, or there are a lot of self-doubts. And this is my personal observation as well. There are a lot of self-doubts, or sometimes a lack of clarity, lack of purpose with respect to what are we doing, in terms of living our lives, in terms of our life purpose, our life goals. And there are a very few people, leave aside the prodigies or leave aside the early achievers, young achievers. There are a very few people who realize what do they finally like to do, what is their final calling. Now, when you turn 42, that is somewhere around, you have touched your midpoint in your life, around 40, 42 is when Rahu matures. And when Rahu matures, it is that critical juncture in your lifetimes, in your life, that you start realizing what is finally your true calling. Now, in terms of purpose, in terms of clarity, a lot of things get clear, a lot of new opportunities come up, and sometimes they also come up by way of closing old doors. So you'll see that at the age of 42, a lot of people will sometimes quit their career, quit their current career, and start looking at new avenues. So for looking at something new, you have to close the old door, you have to close the door behind yourself, right? So you close certain opportunities, certain places just show you the cross sign, just show you the red flag. And that is when you start exploring the new opportunities or the new avenues for yourself. So all that energy which was being spent in confusion, in sometimes it becomes a little difficult for people, it becomes emotionally disturbance creating also for a lot of people. All that energy starts withering away and some new constructive energy starts coming in. And that is when Rahu shows you the path ahead. Now, I'll take a few examples. For example, if Rahu is in the 10th house, right? In your birth chart, Rahu is in the 10th house, and somewhere around the age of 42, when Rahu matures. Now, this will especially happen if you're also undergoing Mahadasha or Antardasha of Rahu also, right? So, otherwise, also the impact can be seen. It becomes more pronounced when the Dasha also operates. So, if you are around 42 and Rahu is placed in the 10th house of your chart, now we know that the 10th house is the karma sthan, where you generate your karma. We also see the profession, how you earn your livelihood, how you make your place in the world is also seen from the 10th house. Now this house gets activated. If you had been going through a rough ride in your career, not getting your due till now, or lack of clarity with regard to your career, or dissatisfaction with regard to your career, around the age of 42, all those clouds of dissatisfaction and confusion start moving away. So either you will grow in your current career, in the career of your choosing, or sometimes I have seen people take a different turn. They start pursuing something totally different, which works out well for them as well. So this may be a time when people quit their career and start a new venture or a new startup or start looking at new responsibilities. Similarly, if say we look at Rahu in the 8th house, so you're running, you are around your age of 42, and Rahu is placed in the eighth house in your natal chart. This is the year when you'll see events related to your inheritance, events related to windfall gains, because eighth house though is a malefic house, but it also produces something else, windfall gains or unexpected results can also come out. So you can see something major with regard to your inheritance, you can inherit something big, you can see windfall gains coming to you. If Rahu is operating at a negative plane, if Rahu is not very well placed in the 8th house, then this can also be an year where you may lose some money because of some inheritance battles, or this can be an year of sudden accidents, sudden downfalls as well, or getting into scandals as well. But wherever Rahu is placed, in whichever house, that house becomes a focus point, a focal point at the age of 42. And good, bad, ugly, those results definitely come through. And I have done this over so many charts that I have been reading over the years, right? So this is something which I really wanted to put forth, and I hope it brings some clarity and drives away confusion which a lot of people have with regard to Rahu, right? So this is an energy which you obviously have to play along with, because Rahu is the planet of the future. Rahu is the pull factor. You ultimately, in your lifetime, you gravitate towards wherever Rahu is placed, right? So if you are, if we can't talk about each and every placement here in this video, it's not a very long video, but whichever house Rahu occupies, that house becomes very important, and events related to that house are definitely going to be seen around the age of 42, give or take a few months, right? So let's take another example now, because I'm sure there will be queries in the comment section where people will talk about different houses also. So I'll take one more example. Say Rahu is placed in the uh, fifth house, right? You are turning 42, Rahu is placed in the fifth house. The dasha is operating or not doesn't matter. We'll just look at Rahu in the fifth house. This will be a time when you'll start off with something new, right? So either you do something new, something totally different for your children, some major event comes up with regard to your children, or you start using your intelligence, you start using your management ability, your all the management, the intelligence abilities which you have, your skill sets that you have, into doing something totally different. Because Rahu is again a maverick energy. Rahu likes unconventionality. So I have seen, this is again another observation, that around the age of 42, people start, with Rahu in the fifth house, people start a totally different venture. Say someone in the corporate field, someone say working in corporate finance, totally takes a U-turn and says that I want to do something very creative. I want to follow my hobby of say creative writing or journaling or doing something related to arts, liberal arts, etc. So this is the kind of U-turn which I'm talking about. How does it play in your chart is something which you can share in the comment section. Let me know, and I'll bring forth more content with regard to Rahu and how it plays along. So stay tuned and give me a like if you've liked the content. God bless you.